What's up, guys? It's Josh back with another video, and today I wanted to show you guys Condres OS. Now, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, but like I said in the intro, I want to show you guys Condres OS, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But the spelling is Condres, and it looks like a pretty awesome distribution. Now, it used to be Arch based, but they recently converted the operating system to Debian based, which is awesome. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Arch I would have preferred, but I'm guessing they ran into some issues, or maybe they just wanted to roll with a Debian based distribution. And it uses the KDE Plasma desktop environment. It's a little low on the popularity when you go over to Distro Watch at the number of 152, but it's steady moving up. It gets a lot of hits a day or whatever, so I assume people are downloading it and trying it out. But let's hop over to Distro Watch's page so we can check out the distribution, see kind of what it's all about. And like I said, this distribution was based on Arch, but let's roll through it and see. The origin is from Italy, so it's an Italian distribution. It uses the KDE Plasma desktop environment, like I stated before, and like I also stated, it was a rolling release distribution based on Arch Linux, and it was available in 9 editions using the rolling release model, as well as based on Arch Linux. But in 2022, the project shifted to a Debian base with a single KDE Plasma edition. And I think at one point they had multiple editions or multiple different desktop environments. They just decided to go to one desktop environment because, hey, when you're a developer and you're managing a distribution, it's pretty hard, especially when you have a whole bunch of different types of desktop environments, unless you have a really big team. I'm not sure how big their team is, but I guess it seems to be better for them to focus on just one desktop environment or supporting one desktop environment. But let's go down and hop over to my virtual machine so we can get this thing installed. I'll show you guys how to install it, and then we can look around and poke around with it and see what it's all about. Oh, and sorry about that. I wanted to show you guys the actual website that they have. So this will show you pretty much everything about it, and it's a pretty clean desktop. You know what I'm saying? And this is where you can actually download the ISO. And like I said, they only have one edition. So if you click on download, it'll bring up that one download, and it says download, you know, Condres OS Plasma edition. That's the only edition they have. I'm assuming in the past, because I haven't looked at this OS before at all. And I'm assuming they had other editions, but now they only have a Plasma edition, which Plasma is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of heavy on the resources, but it's a real good desktop environment, especially for new users, especially if you're switching over from Windows. But just looking around their site quickly, they do have documentation, so you do have some support. They also have a blog where they put out a lot of information, you know, about the actual distribution updates and all that stuff. And they also have a forum board based on what I've seen, and you know, you can check that out. If you need any help with the distribution, then this is one of the first places you want to go. And like I said, it's Debian based, so if you run into issues, then a lot of the Debian documentation as well as Ubuntu documentation that's already out there can help you, especially when it comes to like tools or just different things on the desktop environment that you know may run into. You could probably find an issue or a solution to whatever problem you're having from one of those forum boards as well. Now let's hop over to my virtual machine, get this thing installed, and let's poke around it. Okay, so I booted up the live ISO, and I'm gonna just click enter. That's all you pretty much have to do. I just wanted to show you guys that menu that pops up. So it takes a little minute to boot up. It shouldn't take too long for you guys, especially if you run it on physical hardware. Should pop up pretty quick. Like I said, I'm running this thing on a server and a virtual machine. I only gave it 2 cores. I gave it 8 gigabytes of memory because I know that KDE is kind of heavy on the resources, but it's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? It's along the lines of a lot of current operating systems nowadays. So let's go down and make this thing look a little better by adjusting the display. Okay, cool. So this is the live ISO, and essentially all you have to do is click on the install.condres OS and that'll get you to the installer. It's using the Calamaris installer. It's 3.2.36. So just wanted to show you guys that, but American English, select your location. I'm gonna just leave it on New York, whatever. And I'm gonna just use all the defaults, but erase the disk. I'm gonna do a swap to file. Just verify that you have the right storage selected up here at the top. I'm using a 32 gigabyte VDA, so virtual disk drive. So just select your hard drive on your system, and then also the master boot record is stored on that drive as well. You can also encrypt, so you have that option as well. So let's hit next, create our accounts. I'm just name it Condres OS, and let's give it a super strong password. Type in my password twice, and then hit next. And then this is the summary, basically showing you what all it's going to do. Then hit install, and I'll be back when this finishes installing. Okay, cool. So the install is done. Let's go down and reboot the system. This is the last thing that'll pop up. You can just click that box, hit done. It'll restart the system, and then we can bring it up. And I'll be back when it actually comes back up.
Before we move forward, I wanted to ask the KeepItTechie fam to consider joining my channel membership. By joining the membership, you can support the channel, get access to member-only videos, tech mentorship, early technical course access, and exclusive Linux content. Thanks, and back to the video.
Okay, cool. So this is the login, your typical Plasma login. So let's go down and log into this thing and see what it looks like. And I'm gonna have to adjust the display again so you guys can actually see the full screen. But I like the color combination. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of plasma-y like. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what I kind of expected to see. Exactly what was in the live ISO. That background is super cool. But let's switch the display. And like I said, if you've used Plasma before, then sure you can figure this one out. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much the same. Okay, so let's check out the terminal right fast. And it's console, and it uses bash. So let's see if we can install NeoFetch right fast. So let's go sudo apt. Actually, let's update the system first. So sudo apt update, and then let's press enter. Type in our sudo password. See if we got any updates on this system. And if it's a lot of updates, I'll skip ahead. And from what it looks like, it's not any updates at the moment. So let's just install NeoFetch right fast. So sudo apt install NeoFetch, and I'm sure it's in the repository. Should be. But it looks like NeoFetch is installed, so we can run NeoFetch now. Boom. And I might have spelled it wrong. Let's see. And let's type NeoFetch again. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So as you can see, Debian, Linux 11, Bullseye. So that's that version of Debian that it's based on. And mainly what I wanted to look at was the themes. The window manager is KWin. The window manager is AntDork. And then the theme is Breeze. Plasma version Breeze GTK2. The icons are Tela. So that's Plasma as well. The terminals console, obviously, that's what we have open, and the rest of it is just hardware information. But let's go on and check out the different things on the desktop on the taskbar. But we got our typical calendar over here on the right. Let's click this up arrow, just see what's in there. And yeah, this is, and like I said, this is typical KDE Plasma. So if you've used this desktop environment, and it's made so that people can transition easily from Windows. It's a very, you know, easy distribution to use. So you guys will get it. But you got your network settings, you know, if you got things plugged in, like flash drives, hard drives, your volume controls, your clipboard content, and you can show the desktop, and that'll minimize pretty much everything on the desktop. So boom, and that's beneficial if you have a whole bunch of applications open. So it's going to open it back up. But let's check out the applications that are on here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just go to I'm gonna just go under each one of them right fast. But GwenView, LibreOffice Draw, that's cool. Firefox by default, so let's check that out and see what version of Firefox we got up in here. And let's hit our about. So under help, we can go to about Firefox, and we have 91.11, so we get to go with that. Just so you guys know. But let's hit close. Let's see what else we got under here. So KDE Connect, that's for your phones. Pigeon, Pigeon is an awesome application. I like it, you know, as an internet messaging, you know, application. You can connect pretty much all your different accounts and use the messaging service from those accounts. Thunderbird, so that's awesome to actually see Thunderbird installed by default. But we got transmission. Let's see what's under multimedia, and let's minimize this thing because the opacity, you know, you can't really see everything. But we got VLC, we got Clementine, and I did a video on Clementine. It's an awesome music player. I still use it, you know, I use it and connect to like my remote server with all my music and stuff like that. But LibreOffice, Ocular, that's on here. Yeah, LibreMath, and then this is our settings. So you got your Grub customizer, software update, so you can go in and update your system, you know, using that. But right here, this is the package manager, so Synaptic Package Manager, or you can go to the software center as well. So the Discover Software Center, so I'll open that up, and then also I'll go back in here and open up Synaptic Package Manager, which requires your root password. Let's open that up as well, so you can see the difference. You know what I'm saying? This one looks a little bit more cleaner, just like pretty much all the package managers that are out there. It looks a little bit more cleaner, but Synaptic Package Manager will handle exactly what you need, you know, as far as updating, you know, updates and all that stuff, like installing applications and all that stuff. You can do the exact same thing pretty much. So let's close that off, and then let's see, under system, I just want to see if there was anything else actually under settings. So under system, you got Discover, you know, which we just opened up. Dolphin File Manager, so that's the file manager that we have, and like I said, it's KDE, so it's pretty much going to use those KDE applications on the system. But HTOP, that's cool to see that installed by default. And actually, let's close it down, go back into System Information Center. So let's check that out. We can check out the systems information. This is the Plasma version, so 5.20.5. The framework, you know, all those version numbers right there, and then the kernel version, so 5.18. And that was actually why I did NeoFetch. So we can look at the kernel version 5.18. So, but you can look at it, you know, either way. So let's close that out, go back to our system. Let's see what else we got in here that's interesting. We got K Wallet, that's our wallet, crypto wallet, I guess. Console, multi-writer, and Synaptic Package Manager again. Utilities, so Arc, which is the archiving tool. You know, you can manage your disks, you know, all that stuff. Firmware installer, Calc, Kate, so that's, I mean, essentially a scientific calculator. And Kate is the text editor, so just so you guys know, that's how you can edit text using Kate. Let's see what else we got in here. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. Got a screenshot tool in here, Spectacle, I've heard of that. Lost and Found, we're not gonna play around with that, but you can go into your settings right here as well. This will cover everything. You can get your themes installed, you know, plasma style, application styles, you know, icons, cursor. You can get all that stuff installed on your system via here, or add new ones there, or put them in a proper location within the operating system, and it'll be recognized under the themes. Get them installed on the system, because essentially all you're doing is copying everything to the right location, and it'll pop up in here in order for you to select the theme and the styles and all that stuff that you want to use, as well as icons. But you got, you know, all your settings. This is how you reach all your settings here. And like I said, I'm not gonna go through everything. This that same system information we was just looking at, where it covers the kernel information, but we can go back. And you also have system D, so you can go in and mess with applications that start up on their own or start up on boot up, you know, active, you know, system D packages, or initialization of applications on the system. So that's pretty much it. That's all I kind of wanted to show you guys. Let's change up the background a little bit right fast, just show you guys one other thing. But you can configure desktop and wallpapers, which we could have got to that from the settings, but I like this one. Let's try this one right fast, see what it looks like. Yeah, that green looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, and this looks good right here. Let's actually close that. I didn't mean to open it up, but that opens up the location where it is. So let's boom, hit apply. Boom, that dark, you know, is really cool right there. I like that, you know what I'm saying. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Condres is an awesome distribution. I think you guys should check it out, especially if you're new to the Linux operating system. This may be something you may want to try out and use on your physical hardware as your daily driver. I'm a big fan of Debian as well as Ubuntu, because that's kind of where I started. So I always have a love for Debian based distributions or Ubuntu based distributions, no matter the desktop environment that you have, even though you guys know I like XFCE. But nah, this is an awesome distribution. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And of course, keep it techie.